It's 2017 and our world is more connected than ever before. We have technology strapped to our arms and our ears. We're constantly staring down at our cell phones and our conversations are restrained by the 140 characters that we can fit in a tweet. More than every other generation before, millennials have become obsessed with their image and how they portray themselves online. Likes and comments, follows and unfollows, friends and unfriending have become the accepted vernacular of the societal movement towards utter chaos.
Right now, a child is being born online and being favorited and retweeted, all with the appropriate hashtags. So it's no wonder that 92% of 2-year-olds in the United States of America have an online record, because parents have been socializing their children since conception. Right now, an infant is getting their first laptop that's soft and squishy and makes noise, and they're snuggling with it. Right now, an infant is getting their first iPhone and learning to tap and swipe all while drooling on it. 92% of 2-year-olds play video games because that is what parents are putting in front of their precious children to keep them entertained and quiet. Right now, an 18-month-old is learning to walk while also learning to text and drive.
The average person spends 4 years of his life looking down at a cell phone. Okay, 4 years. What's the big deal, right? That's 209 weeks, 1,460 days, or 35,040 hours that could be spent doing something else. Still don't think that's long? Try it in minutes. That's 2,102,400 minutes. I don't know about you, but there is so much time in my life that is left unaccounted for. If the average human lives to be about 79 years, how much of that time have I spent in mindless pursuits with no long-term gain?
We know that engagement with social media and our cell phones releases a chemical called dopamine. That's why when you get a text, it feels good, right? So, we've all had it where you're feeling a little bit down or feeling a bit lonely, and so you send out 10 texts to 10 friends, hi, 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 because it feels good when you get a response, right? Right? It's why we count the likes, it's why we go back 10 times to see if my Instagram is growing slower, did I do something wrong? Do they not like me anymore, right? The trauma for young kids to be unfriended, right? Because we know when you get a hit of dopamine, which feels good. It's why we like it, it's why we keep going back to it. Dopamine is the exact same chemical that makes us feel good when we smoke, when we drink, and when we gamble. In other words, it's highly, highly addictive.
Priorities shape us. They're what give us meaning and motivation. They drive us to act and not to act. What concerns me most is that in our attempts to become more social with one another, through Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and the like, we are actually creating an alternate persona for ourselves in a reality that does not exist. What was once created to connect us has become our greatest disconnect. We measure our self-worth in the amount of likes and shares we get, and not by what people truly think of us, or more importantly, what we should think of ourselves. Rarely do we see a photo of someone that captures their true essence, or a conversation with any depth to it, transmitted through the zeros and ones of the internet. Our deepest moments, the ones by which we draw our true sense of self, come from moments spent in face-to-face contact. I have yet to see a successful wedding done over Skype, or a graduation ceremony done with the principal handing out diplomas over Facebook Live.
Put the damned phone down. Well, at least for a few hours a day. Read a book, talk to other human beings. And when you do pick up the phone again, before you tweet or Snapchat or Instagram, call your parents. Or call an aunt. Or go outside and do something that you will not be photographing or videotaping for social media.
I'm most fascinated by the dilemma of time. We each have so little of it, and yet we often don't think twice about wasting it. William Penn, founder of Pennsylvania, said, "Time is what we want most, but what we use the worst." And I believe that it is this truth that gives all the more necessity for filling each moment we have with what we consider to be meaningful.